The village of Emmerdale is about to be rocked by a shocking incident that will leave one of its most beloved residents, Paddy Dingle, fighting for his life and his relationship with his father, Bear Wolf, in tatters. Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions, unexpected twists, and a heart-wrenching family feud that will have you on the edge of your seat. A heroic rescue turns terrifying. It all starts innocently enough. Our kind-hearted vet, Paddy, is just going about his day, driving along when he spots a helpless sheep caught in a fence on Celia's farm. True to his nature, Paddy can't just drive by, he has to help. He pulls over, rushes to the sheep's aid, and successfully frees the frightened animal. But his good deed quickly turns into a nightmare. Out of nowhere, a vicious, out-of-control dog appears, its eyes fixed on Paddy. Before he can react, the dog lunges, mauling Paddy in a horrific attack. It's a truly terrifying moment as Paddy is dragged into the dog's powerful jaws, his life hanging in the balance. Just when all hope seems lost, a familiar figure rushes in, his dad, Bear Wolf. Bear, with incredible bravery, manages to fend off the aggressive animal, saving Paddy from an even worse fate. But the damage is done. Paddy is gravely wounded, and it's clear he needs immediate medical attention. An emergency trip to the hospital is their only option. A father's cruel words and a son's devastation. As Paddy undergoes emergency surgery, his worried wife, Mandy Dingle, waits anxiously alongside a shaken but relieved Bear. The tension is palpable, and everyone is praying for the best. When Paddy finally emerges from surgery, he's weak but alive, and his first instinct is to thank his dad for saving his life. It's a touching moment, a glimpse of the bond they share. But this heartwarming scene is shattered in an instant. Instead of offering comfort or support, Bear launches into a barrage of insults, unleashing a torrent of hurtful words about Paddy's character. Imagine the shock, the betrayal. Mandy is utterly horrified by Bear's cruel outburst and quickly removes him from the room, but it's too late. The damage is done. Our insider reveals Mandy is horrified by Bear's outburst, and she quickly removes him from Paddy's room, but the damage has already been done. Paddy is inconsolable and completely devastated to hear his dad's brutal opinion of him. His hero worship turns to heartbreak, and the joy of being alive is overshadowed by his father's harsh judgment. The weight of despair and a grim decision. Back home, and on his birthday no less, Paddy is a shell of his former self. His best mate, Marlin Dingle, tries to lift his spirits, but Paddy is consumed by a deep fear. His veterinary career, his passion, his livelihood, might be over. The physical wounds are one thing, but the emotional ones are far more profound. He's spiraling, feeling utterly lost and hopeless. As Marlin leaves, Paddy's despair takes a dark turn. He comes to a chilling decision about the dog that attacked him. Fueled by a mix of fear, anger, and a desperate need to regain some control, the vexed vet heads to his cabinet, takes out his bolt gun, and makes his way towards Celia's farm. He's determined to face his tormentor, but as we know, things rarely go as planned in Emmerdale. Paddy tries to take his dad's advice and man up, our source explains, so he heads out to try and kill the dog that attacked him. But things go very wrong, and he ends up totally out of his depth and in a tense argument with Celia. What was meant to be a moment of reclaiming power turns into another frustrating defeat, leaving Paddy feeling even worse. A reckless order and a hidden struggle. Dejected and feeling utterly defeated, Paddy returns home. The weight of the attack, his perceived career loss, and the failed confrontation with Celia all combine, and he lashes out at the one person he blames for his current state. Bear. He unleashes his fury, accusing his father of being the cause of his misery, specifically Bear's earlier insults. In a moment of profound anger and hurt, Paddy delivers a devastating blow. He orders struggling Bear to move out, effectively making his own father homeless. It's a shocking decision, one that highlights just how much Paddy is struggling. But here's the heartbreaking twist. Paddy, in his own pain, fails to recognize that Bear is also suffering. What Paddy doesn't see, or perhaps refuses to acknowledge, is that his dad is battling something incredibly difficult himself. Depression, a struggle he's faced before. The unforeseen consequences. This isn't just about a father and son falling out. It's about two men, both hurting, both dealing with their own demons, clashing in the most destructive way possible. Paddy, reeling from a traumatic attack and his father's cutting words, makes a decision born of pain and desperation. But in doing so, he might be pushing away the very person who could help him, a person who is silently fighting his own battles. The question now hangs heavy in the air. Will Paddy come to regret the decision to leave his old man homeless? And what will be the long-term consequences of this bitter feud on the Dingle family? Stay tuned to Emmerdale to witness the fallout of this explosive storyline. You won't want to miss a single moment as Paddy and Bear navigate a treacherous path, their bond fractured and their futures uncertain. Will they find a way back to each other, or will this be the end of their relationship as we know it? Share your thoughts below. What do you think will happen next?